All right, let's talk about Dollar Shave Club. You've probably heard of them, but the story of how they did it, it's incredible. We're talking about a tiny startup that went up against giants, armed with basically just a YouTube video and a super simple idea. And they didn't just compete, they completely changed the game.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll talk about why buying razors was just awful. Then, we'll get into their genius solution, the $1 MVP. After that, we have to talk about that launch video. You know the one. Then, we'll uncover the real business behind the blades, and finally, we'll pull out the blueprint you can actually use.
All right, Section 1, why buying razors sucked. I mean, let's really set the stage here. Circa 2011. To get why Dollar Shave Club was such a big deal, you have to remember just how terrible the old way was. Do you remember this? I mean, seriously, you'd go to the store and the whole experience felt like a trap. It was expensive, it was a pain, and for some reason, we all just accepted it. It was this universal headache that was just hiding right there in the open.
So here are the big four problems. First, the cost was just insane. The big guys were using that classic inkjet printer trick. Give you the handle for cheap, but the cartridges, they cost a fortune. Then you had this ridiculous innovation arms race. Every year, it was something new. Ooh, a vibrating handle, or look, a sixth blade. Stuff nobody actually wanted, just so they could charge more. And the experience? You had to get an employee to unlock that plastic fortress just to buy them. Ugh! And of course, the worst part, you'd always forget to buy them until you were standing in the bathroom with a dull blade.
And this is where the founder, Michael Dubin, comes in. What's so great is that he wasn't some razor industry veteran. Nope. He was a marketing and improv guy, so he saw it all differently. He had this amazing insight. Men don't need a spaceship to shave their face. They just want a good, clean shave that's cheap and convenient. The problem wasn't the razors, it was the whole darn business model.
Okay, phase 1, the $1 MVP. So how do you take on these giants? Well, you don't go out and try to build a better razor from scratch. You validate your idea without building a whole factory, and you do that with an MVP.
For anyone who doesn't know, an MVP, or minimum viable product, is just the simplest, most bare-bones version of your idea. The whole point isn't to be perfect. It's to prove one thing and one thing only. Will people actually pay for this? It's all about getting that yes with real money as fast as you can.
And this is what I love. Look at this comparison. They just flipped the entire industry on its head. The old way, invent new tech. Their way, find some generic razors. The old way, build giant factories. Their way, just partner with a supplier. They took every single part of the old, bloated system and just did the exact opposite. It was brilliant.
So here's what that MVP actually looked like. The product? They just sourced perfectly good, unbranded razors from a company called Dorco. The store? It was just a basic landing page. No fancy e-commerce stuff, just a page to explain the idea and get your email. And the offer? 3 simple plans with that legendary $1 a month option. That was it. Simple, smart, and solve the problem.
All right, on to part 3, the effing great launch. They've got their simple product, they've got their simple website, but they have no money for marketing. So they pushed all their chips to the middle of the table on one single bet.
And that bet was this video. In March 2012, a 90-second clip hits YouTube with the now famous line, "Our blades are effing great." Michael Dubin, using all of his improv skills, just went for it. And it instantly became one of the most legendary launch videos of all time.
So why did it just explode? Well, a few key things. First, the voice was totally authentic. It was funny, it was low budget, it felt real, it was a guy talking to you, not a corporation. Second, the value proposition was so simple you couldn't miss it. Good razors for a few bucks a month sent to your house. Got it. And third, the call to action was perfect. Stop forgetting to buy your blades, join dollarshaveclub.com. Boom, done.
And the result? It was pure chaos, in the best way possible. We're talking 12,000 new subscribers in the first 48 hours. The video went completely viral, their website crashed almost immediately, and they sold out of every single razor they had in just 6 hours. Insane.
Okay, Section 4, the real business. Because here's the thing, a viral video is amazing, but it's not a business model. The launch was incredible, but the real genius of Dollar Shave Club is what they did next.
So their first challenge wasn't even about growth, it was just survival. They were literally scrambling, packing boxes by hand, trying to keep up. But once they got their heads above water, they had this light bulb moment. They realized they didn't just have a bunch of orders. They had a direct, trusting relationship with thousands and thousands of paying customers.
And that relationship led to a really simple but powerful question. Hey, what else do these guys use in the bathroom? It's a great question, right? And the answer became the key to their profitability. They started developing their own products, shave butter, wipes, you name it, high-margin stuff they could just add to the monthly box.
And this slide right here is the secret sauce. This is the whole model. The razors were never meant to make a ton of money. They were the customer acquisition tool, a low-margin, irresistible offer to get you in the door. The real business, where they made all their profit, was in the high-margin grooming products they upsold you later. The razors got you, the shave butter kept them profitable.
Which brings us to our final section, the subscription box blueprint. Because what's so cool about this story is that it's not just about razors. They basically wrote the playbook for how to build a successful subscription business from the ground up.
You can see it right here. It really wasn't magic. It was a process. Phase 1, validation. That was the $1 MVP website. Phase 2 and 3, building the foundation. That was them sourcing the razors and then scrambling to build a fulfillment system. And Phase 4, launch and grow. The viral video got them the customers, and the grooming products made the business profitable. It's a clear, repeatable path.
So, when you boil it all down, the biggest lesson from Dollar Shave Club is that huge opportunities are very often hiding inside really common, really annoying little problems. So it leaves you with a question, right? What's that one little frustrating thing in your life that's just waiting for someone to come along and solve it with a simple subscription?